over my knee and just go, you make it like it, I don't know.
I've had a good day, so it's possible. So welcome. So today I'm sitting here with my dear friend May, who is a pioneer in conscious kink, and she is bringing together Tantra and BDSM, which is something that I really resonate with and really love, bringing more consciousness into BDSM and seeing how they can both take each other deeper in a way. So thank you for being here. It's a pleasure. Yes. So I want to ask you about the art of transforming pain into pleasure, physical intensity into pleasure, and how we can do that.
I think it's one of the things that a lot of people misunderstand when they hear about people playing with pain, like who are into kink and BDSM, and they're like, why would anyone want to play with pain? And I think, as you said, it's not so much about pain for most people, it's about intensity. And so what is the difference between pain and intensity? Because most of us, if I were to like punch you in the arm, what would you do? You would contract your muscles, right? You might like hold your breath and you'd resist it. It just wouldn't feel good. And so in order to transform that into something pleasurable, if we were to play with pain in a kind of consensual, playful way, we would do the opposite of that. So instead of resisting and contracting, we would breathe. Feel yourself opening to it. So we work with these three keys of moving energy through the body. So what you're doing when you're saying yes to the intensity is you are moving a lot of energy through the body, and you can do that through breath. You can do that through sound. So breath, sound, and movement. So and when we do these things, when we allow the body to respond, we can then transform pain into intensity, which can
Nice, thank you. Yeah, and I think this is such a key. And there are these also, when we play, we don't really go into that far into the BDSM stuff of submission, domination, those kind of things. But when we play in our workshops with intensity, what we usually give the example of the spanking, because it's such a, we work a lot with Kundalini energy, with the energy through the spine, through the body, and that especially spanking from down here can really send this rush of energy through the body. And so what are some other keys that you have found? So the spanking is one example, just to give some ideas to something too that maybe our beautiful women watching can even take home and play with.
Well, I think, there's different kind of tools that you can play with, different parts of the body, but I think one of the central aspects to be really aware is how connected you are to your partner. Because if I give you some kind of intense sensation and you don't trust me, or you don't feel safe, or you don't feel seen, then it's going to be really hard for you to let go and for you to receive and turn it into pleasure. So my advice to anyone who's going to play with intensity, whether it's just using your hands or using a whip or any of the amazing tools that exist, that you really stay in contact with your partner, that you're really aware as to everything that I'm doing with you, what kind of reaction am I getting, that I'm really in my heart, that I'm really with you. And then a second really important principle is building up the intensity slowly. So if I were to bend you over my knee and just go thwack, well, maybe you like it, I don't know.
I've had a good day, so it's possible.
But generally we would build up the intensity really slowly. So I put my hands on you and I breathe with you, and we wait until you feel safe and you feel comfortable, and then I just slowly start playing a little bit and build up the intensity gradually. And what happens when you play with intensity is your body starts releasing endorphins and various chemicals, and if you do it gradually, it will build up this state which you can feel like you're totally flying away, or you can feel very, very grounded in your body. You can access different kind of altered trance states that are a result of slowly building up, having a lot of trust, and really breathing and moving energy. It's like very, very blissful.
I love that the gradualness of it, because then I have the opportunity all the time to feel into where is my edge now, how far do I want to go. And so physical intensity, I feel, is very much related to emotional intensity, and probably, you know, the saying, how we do anything is how we do everything. So that if we contract when there's a strong physical sensation, it's very likely that that's also what we do when strong emotions come. Have you also experienced this kind of relationship between intensity and emotion?
I think it's a really beautiful way, when you play with intense sensation, to develop more awareness about your reactions to pain. Because, I mean, some people really get off on intense sensation and pain, but not everyone. But everyone has a relationship to pain. You know, we all have to deal with emotional pain. And so I think everyone can benefit from playing with this and really peeling away the layers and seeing, okay, what is actually going on with me. And so in my workshops we do exercises where we choose like 5 common reactions to pain. So one would be going into victim. Why does this always happen to me? Or go into anger. Or go into disassociation. Or go into joy. Like, woo, intensity, bring it on! And then you can see, okay, which reaction is the most familiar to me, which is my pattern, which is the most difficult for me. And then you can play with like consciously choosing to go into a different reaction. Really, really expansive.
Right. So what I'm hearing is also that these tools that you mentioned, the breath, the sound, and the movement, are in a way the doorway through into the opening. So for example, if either something physically intense happens, or our partner says something that makes us close down, that just taking a deep breath can be that first step to opening that.
I think the breath really helps us to say yes to something, you know. It's like maybe our reaction is that we want to resist something, and that causes tension, and things are unable to then flow and move. And when we breathe, let it flow. Yeah.
Right. I was thinking the other day when I was in a public toilet, in a public bathroom, and I was gonna get some paper towels. My finger got stuck when you push the lever, and it was so sudden and intense. And I had one moment of closing up, and then I was like, and I started shaking my body, and it became really ecstatic. Yeah, that was the thing. It's like, and it didn't hurt anymore, and the pain somehow moved into my body, and it actually became pretty orgasmic. So that's one of the biggest lessons I feel in life, whether it's getting your finger stuck in something or getting your heart crushed in a way.
I think it's a hugely valuable skill to train to be able to do that. Breathe into it, say yes to it, let it flow.
Yeah. So for you, I would like to invite you over the next coming days or even weeks to check in with yourself and to really see what is it for you that can really help transform. See how can you in the coming time be aware of when are you closing up, and how can you transform that, whether it's physical sensation with a lover, how can you transform that more into pleasure, and as well as emotionally. Anything else that you want to leave?
Can I tell about my workshop?
Oh, of course you can. Of course you can.
I am going to be giving a workshop called Sensual Surrender in Copenhagen on the 13th and 14th of September. And it's basically an introduction to Tantra and BDSM, and we'll cover some of the things that we've been talking about. We will learn how to use a whip tantrically. We will maybe do a little bit of bondage and explore the power of bondage to facilitate surrendering and trust and beautiful states. And it's a very gentle introduction that's creating a very, very safe space for people and very much in heart connection.
Beautiful, and Ruby is a magnificent space holder the way she guides. I really bow down to her for that. And whether you can come to that one or another one, we'll put the link to her website right down below so you can check her out. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you.